What is up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where of course it is all about classic bodybuilding. And as you can see, we are here at the gym. This morning I weighed myself and I broke the 119 barrier now. So we are at 118.9, which is what my coach demanded of me, because he said, okay, your body weight is being stubborn. I was around in between 119 and 120 for like more than a week. And every single week I have to drop at least a kilo or more. So this week I had to be in the low 118. So we're gonna do that. Right now it is Wednesday. So I still have a couple of days to get lower in this 118 range, but I'm very happy about that. But today is going to be a back workout. And I, of course, got here on my bicycle, done some extra cardio beforehand. Already had my pre-workout, which was, again, like last time, the Nitro and also the nootropic that I took for this pre-workout. But now we're going to make the intra workout. So let's just create it. And this intra workout simply contains things that are good to actually take up intra workout, so during the workout. And for example, carbohydrates, guys. This is something that I really underestimated, especially a couple of years ago when I was already a professional, but intra workout, the only thing I drank was water, pretty much just water. So the only carbs in my system was of the carbs of the meals I had before, of my pre-workout meal. But if you are working out for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, or even maybe 2 hours during a leg workout, you want the last set to be as intense as the first. And the only way to truly do this, especially when you have a lot of muscle mass burning up the glycogen, is to replenish the glycogen in between. And that is what this does. So this is an intra with carbs, but also a lot of other things like some EAAs, Pepto-Pro, creatine, stuff like that. All things that are better absorbed when you're contracting the muscle. And my coach also says you need 10 grams of EAAs. So we're gonna put that in as well. And by the way, water is very important, of course, for hydration. And I drink around 2 liters every single workout. And it is a much easier job to do if the water tastes amazing. And this tastes amazing. It's pretty much a peach, mango, peach, orange flavor, which of course tastes very delicious. So this is going to be my intra workout. Gonna fill it up more with water. And by the way, one more thing I forgot. That's something my coach isn't telling me, but something that I'm doing myself. Collagen peptides, just 1 simple scoop of 15 grams. And this is high quality peptides. So you also have some companies that sell like collagen protein, but you know, the source from which it comes from matters a lot. So this is easily absorbed. And as I said a couple of videos ago, when you are contracting the muscle, and for example, you have a bicep tendon that is annoying you, that is feeling painful, normally blood flow doesn't really get there if you're from a day-to-day basis, if you're not doing anything. But if you're working out, a lot of blood flow is going there. And that's the only part of the day opportunity for blood to get there and repair things. So if it's then filled with peptides from collagen, it can do its job. But anyway, we now finished our intra workout shake, and now it's time to train the back. All right, the first movement is going to be the assisted pull-up. And normally I would use handles that I would put on separately. But since I've been doing those, I've gotten a lot stronger in this exercise in general. So now we're just going to do it with the standard handles that come with the machine. And I can actually do a lot more weight that way. However, the warm-up will still be quite light, just to get used to the movement and then work up to the working weight. Going all the way up, really with your elbows close to your body, contracting the lats. That's what you want to feel at the top. If you don't feel a squeeze in the lats, you're not doing the exercise correctly. And going all the way down and feel the stretch And that's what you have to do up until the very heaviest set. Last time I did 10 reps with 30 kilo assistance. Let's make it at least 11. That was actually 3 reps more. So the funny thing about an assisted pull-up is, in the off season, if you're only doing the same weight, you're still progressing in strength because you're getting heavier. So you're only doing your body weight, which is getting more and more, but right now my body weight is getting lighter, so I will have to go heavier here or more reps in order to still stay at the same level compared to last time, but 3 extra reps, that's quite nice. Working set number 2 of 4. As I said last time at the leg training, we're only going to do less exercises, but more working sets per exercise. So this exercise I have a very great mind-muscle connection with. So I stick to those movements that feel very good and skip the movements that feel like 75%. This one feels 100%. So when you're in prep, stay strong on the movements that agree with your body, guys. Now we're going to do the last working set after a little bit of rest. It's going to be 10 kilos more assistance in order to do a little more reps to make it a different rep range, targeting the muscles just a little bit differently. That was the pull down related movement of the day. The rest will be rowing movements because the back width is not a problem for me. It's more the back thickness, which has steadily been improving, of course, but it can never be thick enough. Alrighty, the next one is going to be a chest supported row. And the nice thing about this gym pin attachment is you can really adjust the width. And I adjust the width to about shoulder width because that's the most natural way to pull. If it's too wide or too narrow, it won't feel natural and your back musculature won't be able to be engaged as much as completely in line with the handle. So let's warm up first and then do a very heavy working set. This, guys, is another gym pin piece, and you can check out the description and check out the link to this piece and all the other gym pin pieces and use my code for a discount. Ah. 13 reps, so we're gonna go 1 heavier because the back can use heavy loads to retain muscle during the prep. And from then we'll see. Value and vintage genetics combination. 2 V's, and guess what? Wesley Vissers, 3 V's, which is one of the reasons why I went with Value Red, because triple V's, who can beat that? That felt good, still 10 reps, so still well within the 8 to 12 rep range, which means this weight is great. Do 1 more time, and after that, 1 lighter. Oh, this actually feels very good. So even the last working set in this one, I'm going to stay with a heavy weight. For chest, for example, I wouldn't have done that, but for back, it's such a larger muscle group that can handle so much more load and it's much safer to do so. I'm gonna do it. That one felt great. It's a true chest supported movement, which means the lower back isn't involved. So I like to pre-fatigue that first before moving on to a lower back pressurizing movement like a T-bar row, which we're going to do right now. Time for the wide grip T-bar row, of course with the golden ATX bar. So we're gonna warm up first. In my opinion, the first time in a workout you're going to do a non-chest supported back movement, always warm up light, see how it feels, because the lower back can always be a weak point, even if you don't feel it right away. which I've been a victim of many times, but let's go. Gotta be really careful here, because the last thing you want is to mess up your lower back. So range of motion, control the tempo, all very slow, very complete. I could go heavier here, but it's no use because the fatigue would be higher than the muscle stimulus. Putting on a belt, not too tight, but simply to assist the core in bracing. So it's kind of a little protection. I haven't really done that for a while, but whenever my lower back is on the edge of something and then I want to protect it, wearing a belt doesn't hurt. Last one will be a little lighter to get a little more volume in this movement, and then moving on to the next. 15 reps, which is pretty good for this level of prep. Last night wasn't really a good night, so I'm very happy that the strength is still pretty high here. The next movement is going to be an isolation movement, and then we're going to do the rear delt, so let's go. This is going to be a very simple isolation movement, cable pullover. For me specifically, very important because I want to hit the lower lats. And because my lats, they attach from the front a little higher, so I want to increase the thickness at the bottom to give that illusion of an even wider V-taper. Let's do this. Really feel it in the lower lats and also the stretch at the top. This is a great movement to finish off the back. Now the back is finished off and now it's time to crush the rear delts. All right, we're gonna do the rear delts, and we purchased this machine a couple of weeks ago. So I like to use it for both the Pec Deck for the chest, but also for the rear delts. Really like it, nice chest support. So let's stick at least about 15 reps, really focusing on the rear delt contraction, that peak contraction, and get a very good pump. Let's go. You want to do rear delt sets quite quickly in order. So you don't want to rest a whole lot because you don't want that pump to escape those relatively small muscles to make them fill with blood for the proper growth. Three quality sets for the rear delts. I always like to do the back first, rear delt second, and biceps third, which we're going to do right now. Bicep time, and we're going to do the preacher curl, close grip. Why close grip? Because the closer the grip, the more to the outside of the bicep the tension shifts, which create the bicep peak. Obviously it's just an emphasis, you can't separate the bicep heads, but still it feels different in terms of contraction. If I do a regular grip or a close grip, this one feels a lot stronger. And whatever feels better, you simply should do. So let's warm up first, and then let the biceps die. Perfect way to do a couple more reps with. Also a big difference, sometimes I do like 3 bicep movements. Now we're only going to do one, but more sets in just the one. Biceps is a very simple muscle group to train. It's literally just curls either like this or like this. So one time I'll be doing this kind of curl, the other time I'll be doing this for the bicep brachialis, but for me, that's also quite a strong muscle group, so there's no true need to always work everything in the same workout. All right, this is the third working set with the same weight. After this, we're gonna do 2 lighter ones, but let's first do at least 10 quality reps on this one. Now let's remove 5 kilos from each side and do 2 more high quality sets with that. This is a lighter set, so we're gonna do more reps here, but still very concentrated and very important on the close grip preacher curl. The contraction, the squeeze should feel like your biceps are going to explode, because if you don't feel that, this is not the right movement for you. If you do this correctly, you really don't need to use a heavy weight to really target those biceps. Remember, the back, which we did a lot of weight with, is a big muscle group, and the biceps are quite small, so they cannot handle a lot of weight. And if they do, you should have biceps like this, and if you don't, something is wrong. Last set of today, guys. Set number 5, working set number 5 on the preacher curl. We're again gonna go to failure, and to me, this is plenty enough for the biceps. For triceps, because it's a weaker muscle group, I would do 1 more exercise, but for the biceps, it's not necessary, at least not for me. Alrighty, we are now upstairs and it's time for the post-workout shake. So what we have here is 80 grams of cream of rice. You can choose, well, actually my coach says cereal, so literally like Kellogg's or cornflakes or something, but I like a shake right now because I can take the shake, go home on my bicycle, and then have my other real meal, which I'll show you later on. But here we have, once again, the 2C plus protein, a mix of 2 different whey protein mixtures. And we're gonna put this in here. And the very nice thing about this, first of all, it tastes amazing, which is very important. You want that to look forward to, but also it becomes quite thick. So once you mix it up, it becomes quite thick. It's more volume in the stomach, which in prep is what you need to alleviate that hunger feeling, because you don't want to be hungry all the time because it's distracting, it's annoying, and it's quite useless because you're gonna follow your diet anyway. I already put some salt in there as well. And this is just plain sodium. The reason why is because I bought this last year in Portugal and I thought it was a waste to throw it away. So normally I would be doing Himalayan pink salt, which I have at home, but here I still have this one. So just gonna finish that one. And yeah, I'm gonna shake this up and then drink it, bicycle home, and then show you that meal and then call it a day. We have now returned home. Already had a couple of meals, but the meal I made right now is exactly the kind of meals I eat throughout the entire day. Well, pretty much throughout the entire week, because my carb meals have been reduced, but let me explain by showing you the meal right now. Alright, so I used to have a lot of rice meals, but since the rice has been reduced to a low amount of carbs, I replace it with potatoes, which means the cooked weight is now doubled pretty much. So I use 200 grams of potatoes instead of like 120 grams or 100 grams of cooked rice. Of course, some vegetables here, as always, a little mixture of different vegetables, and white fish or chicken or anything like that. No fat, so I have 2 of these meals like this, 2 of these shakes you saw me drinking post-workout, 1 meal like this without the carbs, and then the last meal is an omelette with some nut butter. And here's of course little Lara, who had the most anabolic milk you can imagine, who is now in a milk coma. So that's very good news, and she's growing really quickly. And of course we can't forget about Dexter, The one who beats even me in eating, so yeah.
Ik ga hem kapot maken.
He is always very active and he needs all the fuel he can get. That was the video of today, guys. I'm getting leaner, below the 119 mark, so very happy with how things are going. Whatever the coach is saying I need to do, that's what I'll do. The weight goals are being met and the conditioning is getting better and better, so I'm very excited to show my improved package at the Arnold Classic UK. And don't forget, if you are going to the Arnold Classic UK, make sure to check out vintagegenetics.com and buy some supporting gear and show it at the Arnold Classic when you're there, and we can take a picture, talk it to each other, you can ask me questions, anything like that, because there's an amazing expo, which I'll of course be at to meet all of you guys who come out, so that'll be amazing. And of course, don't forget to stay golden.